Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Esther.
So we're from Podiatry, and today we're going to talk about how we fix plantar warts in kids. So warts are a common problem that kids get. They catch them off each other. They're actually caused by a virus. So you can see this photo here. This is a great example of what they can look like. Sometimes there's just one. Other times there's heaps of them, and they can go from really small to really big. You know, they can cover big areas of the foot. So. Now, we've got a really cool machine that we use,
Yes.
And it's a Swift microwave. But before we talk about that, we'll talk about the other ways of treating, which aren't quite as good. So, because we'll explain why. So, one of the treatment options that you can do for plantar warts is freezing them off. So, that's very painful because it's very cold and it feels like a burning sensation. So, if we're talking about kids, that's not much fun. Kids don't like that at all. No. Another option would be using things like acids to burn the skin, and again that can be quite painful as well. Can cause a burn, and it's hard to control where the acid does and doesn't burn. So that's something we have used in the past. What are some other treatment options for plantar warts? Surgical excision? Cutting them out? That's an example. Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
That's very painful, and that'll probably be the last resort. That's very invasive, I think.
You've got to have needles to numb the area, and then you've got dress. You got a wound. It's got to heal. You can't walk on it. All that sort of stuff. So if you're thinking of your child that's got a plantar wart at home, all those options are either painful, well, they're all a bit painful to some degree. And they're annoying to look after afterwards because there's a wound and imagine trying to take your child back, for another session of freezing it or something.
They're not gonna want to go.
No. So I'm a dad. I've got 3 kids of my own, and that's sometimes the hardest thing about having to take them somewhere is if you're going to inflict them with pain, it's not fun at all. So.
No.
But now the good news, the Swift microwave. So. We'll give a really short little demo of what it is, but it is what it sounds like. It actually uses microwave energy to apply a short, sharp increase in temperature in the wart tissue. So I might give the virus spiel. So warts are caused by a virus. I said that at the start of the video. The virus gets into the skin, and then it causes those tissues, those cells, to grow in a disordered, strange way. So it's sort of like a cauliflower appearance. So it's hard probably to see on this video, but if you've seen a wart, well, for example, if you get a wart on your elbow or your knee, it grows up and out, okay? And it's got that funny cauliflower look to it. So that's because the virus is in the cells, making the cells grow in a strange, crazy way, basically. Now, it's the same thing on the bottom of the foot, except when you're standing on that wart all the time, it pushes it into the skin. So it looks like it's growing in. It's not, it's growing out, but it's being pushed in. So it's effectively getting pushed in as it grows out. Does that make sense? I think
that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And they get very painful because they'll often get quite thick skin growing around them and callus. So this yellow sort of coloration. So the way that we need to get rid of the problem is if we can get the body's own immune system to get awareness that there's a wart there, the virus there rather, your body's own immune system will then mount an immune response and get rid of the virus. Now, the reason why the body can't do that is because this virus is really good at hiding in the skin. And unless the body knows it's there, it can't create the antibodies to get rid of it. So that's the issue. And the cool thing with the Swift microwave, I know this is a long story, but the cool thing about it is it actually causes a short, sharp increase in temperature. And we're talking from body temperature, 33 or 34 degrees, I think that is, only increases it to mid 40 degrees. But that short, quick increase in temperature causes the cells to release a heat shock protein. So essentially it creates awareness that there's a virus there, and the body says, what's happening? Something's here, and I need to now create antigens to get rid of that. So it's really cool. Now, it can be a little bit painful because it causes a temperature increase. It's not causing a burn at all because 40 degrees, 45 degrees isn't enough to burn the skin. But the body will detect that change in temperature and it thinks it's going to hurt, so it sort of gives a sensation of pain. But that's only very short, and the cool thing is we can dial it right down to low energy and then slowly increase it with each application, and that's great for kids.
Yes.
Yesterday I had great fun. Were you in clinic yesterday when I had a couple of younger girls in who were getting the treatment, and we were playing all sorts of silly games to help me to allow me to apply the amount of energy we needed. So it was causing like a little bit of a stinging pain, but it's great because we can still get enough of a response without causing much pain at all. That's the main point. Yeah. So it's a newish technology. So it's been around for about 3 or 4 years. In Queensland, I think there's only 2 or 3 machines. So there's us and then some clinics in Brisbane at this stage that have this treatment. And we've had people travel from Rockhampton and other areas to have it done, and plus heaps of people in Mackay because they are here and so are we. Yeah. So the machine, if you want to fire it up, Esther, we can sort of give a short demonstration. So it makes some beeping sounds. But if my hand had a wart on it here, basically it is about applying the probe, and then we push the button. Now, we don't have a headpiece on it, but that would
I have to increase the wattage. Yeah, sorry, that would help.
Without the head, I think with the headpiece it will do that.
Okay, do I need to put...
No, we won't use a headpiece because I don't really have a wart there. But basically it's about applying the headpiece. Yep. Press the button, it will beep, and then 2 seconds later it'll beep again. And what usually, like if you're thinking of your child, what they'll feel is a sense of warmth, because we'll start really low energy and then we'll increase it. You know, we've got to get essentially about 100, 120 joules into the wart to get the response we need. Okay, so Esther, I should let you do some talking. How many times do we have to do this usually?
Usually 3 sessions, 1 month apart. So, and I've seen pretty good results after the 2nd session actually. Patients just call up and say that, you know, the warts have just fallen off. And so a 3rd session is not needed. But yeah, minimum 3 sessions.
We'll prepare people for 3, and sometimes we need more. I've had some people that need 4 or 5, particularly for little kids that we're doing low energy, but expect 3, and if it's less, that's great. Now, how effective is it? If you out of 100 times you use it, what would you say the percentage success rate is?
I reckon so far, I would say 90%.
That's pretty close. I mean, the literature's showing about 80 to 90% success rates, and we're getting better at using it and working out our protocols, but it really is effective. 90% is great for a medical treatment. Like there's a lot of treatments where if you're getting a 50 or whatever percent, that's pretty good. So it's much better than any of the other treatments for warts. Of all the things I've used over the years, the Swift is great. I used to hate seeing warts. They would frustrate me because I knew we didn't have good treatments. Now I get excited. We even make videos on warts because it's so much fun to fix them. So it's a really great treatment. We love using it in clinic. Now school holidays is coming up, so we just thought we'd make this video as a bit of a reminder to get in touch with us before all those spots fill up if you've got kids, because that's a great time to do it. Okay, I think that's enough information. Actually, one thing I was going to say is plantar warts are the warts underneath the foot, but we can and we're insured to treat not only the foot but the leg and the hands and arms as well, up to just past the elbow. So it's really great for those areas as well if you've got kids. And if your kids have a bunch of them all over the place, it's the same price to treat 10 as it is to treat 1, because we've got a certain amount of time we can use the headpiece for. So if you've got lots of warts, that's also good. Come in and we'll fix them all in one go. Okay, well, thank you for watching. We'll talk again another day. Bye-bye.
Bye.